My name is JMStinnett. Thank you for joining me for this presentation about wellness and spirituality. For many years, common knowledge contended that lack of physical illness equated to good health. While this is still the definition of physical health, wellness encompasses a multitude of distinctive dimensions that work together in harmony to amplify an individual's overall well-being. Wellness is not something that is achieved once and stays with you thereafter. It is a horizon that we move toward throughout life. There seems to be some debate between scholars, healthcare organizations, and the medical community about what dimensions should be included in the wellness model. As you can see in just these few examples, the model for wellness can take many forms and may include many or few dimensional representations. Regardless of the number of dimensions, the idea is made clear that wellness is earned through a balance between multiple aspects of life. In the US, during the mid-20th century, doctors and scientists began introducing the idea of wellness as opposed to and inclusive of physical health. This small movement was recognized and acted upon by a few in society who began to make changes in their own lives. As evidence mounted through research conducted by multiple disciplines, and the general public began listening more intently. By the dawn of the 2000s, the concept of wellness was finally in the spotlight for most of society. The concept of wellness has been influential in changing societal norms. For example, the focus on whole foods in recent years can be linked to the physical dimension of wellness. Better nutrition brings better health. That movement can, in turn, be linked to benefits in social and environmental dimensions, in that the increase in community gardens and farmers markets has strengthened communities and improved local environments. Also, increased focus on emotional and social wellness has led many families to begin making changes like enjoying family dinners or participating in more family-centered activities. Public health agencies, both national and global, have taken the concept of wellness seriously and have included wellness approach in their missions and goals. The Healthy People Initiative, started in 1979, has expanded efforts toward the acknowledgement of wellness through defining determinants of health that include health policy, social factors, individual behavior, among others. The World Health Organization includes in its constitution a definition of health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Spirituality enriches the concept of wellness by identifying that all dimensions of wellness are influenced by the individual's ability and willingness to identify them with added purpose and meaning. People who are spiritually aware or awakened are more capable to achieve higher levels of wellness in spite of existing deficiencies in one or more of the commonly assigned dimensions of wellness. In this world of technology-driven lifestyles, there are many emerging applications for spirituality. For those who can't be far from their smartphones, there's an app for that. For example, the Concentrate Om meditation app helps the user learn better meditation, or the Soul Pulse app, which interacts with the user over a period of time, then produces a personalized spiritual report. Additionally, there are many reputable colleges, including medical colleges, that offer online courses in spirituality, and there are a multitude of other online spiritual resources like spiritsite.com that bring together evidence-based research on spirituality. Technological advances that have long been touted as tools for disconnection from life are beginning to offer a greater selection of tools for deeper connection with self and spirit. Spirituality is sometimes confused with religiousness, which has a negative connotation for some. Because of this, the mention of spiritual needs or spirituality has the potential for turning some people off and causing a disconnect where there should be greater understanding and openness. To the contrary, promoting awareness and understanding of spirituality can potentially open up other aspects of wellness, like emotional well-being and social connections, that feed greatly into the big picture of wellness overall. As seen in this wellness model published by Duke University, spirituality is or should be recognized as inherently tied into wellness as a whole. The renowned psychologist Erik Erikson discussed spirituality as being vital to the development of self, as a building block of individuality and ability to build meaningful association with one's surroundings and situation, and development of lasting relationships. This alludes to the spiritual self as being fundamental to recognition and functionality within the ever-changing dimensions of wellness. Spirituality, or the ability to assign meaning and purpose to life's many facets, impacts all populations without discrimination. While there are inherent differences in how genders, social classes, cultures, and age groups respond to and can be influenced by spirituality, it seems there have recently been movements targeted to the younger and aging populations. The reasons for targeting the younger and aging populations are often the same. There is increasing evidence that spirituality, whether through religious affiliation, self-awareness, or simply learning to assign meaning and purpose to the activities of daily life, has positive bearing on quality of life, coping, and lifespan. As spirituality research progresses, it will continue to impact wellness initiatives across the disciplines. Already, there are movements which include and highlight spirituality as a foundation for reaching the highest levels of individual and community wellness. It is therefore no great leap to consider future initiatives will have the same leaning. Health promotion programs within public health would be an excellent base from which to launch wellness initiatives that include spirituality. Public health services have the ability to access schools and retirement facilities where perhaps private programs would not. One such initiative might be centered around promoting self-awareness and teaching the concept of assigning meaning and purpose to every aspect of living, regardless of how seemingly mundane. The program should be clear to separate spirituality from religion, but also include religious affiliation as one method of building spirituality. As with any initiative, a spiritual wellness initiative should begin with a clear strategy that should include language that is geared toward the target populations and considerate of existing social, religious, or cultural values. Consideration should also be given to the importance of the initiative and how to best implement it in various contexts. The initiative should be able to easily and clearly link spirituality with daily activities without creating unnecessary stress or confusion within the population. Utilizing common and emerging technologies would be an excellent method of implementation and would also help to ensure longevity of the initiative's message. Implementing new and building upon existing wellness initiatives that include a level of spirituality can only serve to provide a sense of cohesion within the concept of wellness as a whole. When populations are better able to identify and understand their own spirituality, there may follow a tide of improved wellness outcomes that spans generations. Beginning with the young and building upon the aging populations will serve as a sort of launching mechanism, influencing those who are just entering society as independent members and those who are transitioning through the twilight of life. These are stages of life that call out for meaning and purpose, and the ramifications of improving these transitions can only be positive. I am grateful that you took the time to view this presentation. I hope it inspires you to research the topic of spirituality and wellness further. Here are the references for this presentation, and they are a very good place to start learning more.